Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Wow, guys. So, how you guys doing today? Happy Monday. I should say the weekend goes by so quickly. And anyway, guys, I'm here today. It's a little warm, but in any event, I'm here. I hope you guys are doing well and that these messages are helping you and that your life is getting better. Newcomers, thank you for being here as well. I really appreciate you guys. And, it's so important that we don't give up on ourselves and that we continue to move forward because as we take care of ourselves, we do better, we can help ourselves, and then we can give to others. That's the way it works, and that's the way we see blessings in our life. Good things start to happen. So, guys, thank you and welcome. Remember that I'm not a social worker, I'm not a therapist or a counselor. I'm just somebody who's gone through a lot of hell and trauma, and I talk about ways I've gotten through it. So, guys, with that being said, uh, let's get into this topic of discussion today. The topic is why it is so important to keep healing. It's so important to keep healing, guys. No matter what's going on around you, no matter the uncertainties in this world today, it's so important that we keep moving forward because to give up on ourselves is to lose hope and to be in a place of despair. And none of us really truly want that. We want to be happy. We want to have a great life. And so let's do the work so that we can embrace life to the fullest instead of just existing. So, guys, with that being said, sometimes when you are healing and doing the work and you're also helping others to heal, many people will, you know, be happy that you're doing it, but a few others won't be. So, those few others who might be on the envy and hate train might try to stop and block you. But it's important to take care of yourself and to love yourself because if you don't, how do you expect others to love you if you don't love or respect yourself? When you do the work, you feel better. You feel better, you do better. But some people are like the description, the metaphor used as crabs in a barrel. When crabs are all in a barrel, when other crabs are, uh, how do I say it, climbing to the top, then other crabs will pull them right back down to the bottom. And that's how it is when you're dealing with, or not dealing with, when you have people who are haters and they don't want to see you win. They will try to do everything in their power to stop and block you. Stay focused, redirect your focus on your healing, and don't allow those things to distract you because it can take you off your healing journey. So keep doing the work little by little. You will see the results. Um, do not allow anyone to stop your healing. Keep moving forward. In my case, I continue to move forward regardless of how tired I may become because the rewards are there as you keep moving, you see the work, you see the results of your labor. And I'm starting to do that. And I stay in prayer with God a lot. I don't allow a lot of toxicity into my life. I've lost so much. People don't understand when you lose a lot, especially deaths and people who mean things to you. Like I talk a lot about being a 9/11 survivor, seeing people die in front of me. Then when the COVID hit in 2020, I talk about the losses, family losses, losses of friends, etc. And it changes your life one way or the other. In my case, it changed my life to look at things from a different perspective. And not only that, not to exist, but to live life to the fullest and to do the work to heal. Because, like I said, I was just giving and over giving to the wrong people and situations. And I had to sit down and look at things and how these things were not benefiting my life. And more importantly, how life is short. We all have an expiration date. And while we're here on this earth, we should be doing the best, giving our best, doing the work to be better, to be a better person. We have so many uncertainties in this world today, um, and toxicity. It seems to be everywhere. Don't allow yourself to succumb to all these things. It's important to keep that toxicity to the minimum as much as you can. Also, for me, because of these losses, when my mom and I had that last conversation, one of the reasons what changed my life as well is I had made a vow, that I would uh, do things better in my life, make an effort to be better. And I also made vows to God to heal the pain and everything that was going on, that I was doing, being a doormat to other people's, um, you know, being a doormat to them and subservient and all those things. And I had to work very hard to change that because people were taking advantage big time for many years. And once these losses took place, it made me look at life and situations and circumstances in a different light. I had to work really, really hard to overcome having low self esteem. And these things will make you have low self esteem when people are just using you so that they can get something out of you and then they go their merry way. They don't really care about you. They just care about what you have to offer. But they don't have anything to offer but breadcrumbs, and I had to be sat down to see it. And while we were in that period of no one can go out due to COVID, etc., I was in prayer a lot, in pain. Uh, lost my dog, lost a lot of things, guys. And the losses were so much that it was just really overwhelming. And what doesn't destroy you will make you stronger. And I talk about this all the time. My strength comes from God. I'm in meditation and prayer consistently, daily, even before I came on today, every day, because that's where I draw my strength from God. And some people ask, well, how do you go through these things, especially without a support system? And it's not easy, guys. When you go through these things, you don't have a support system but God. And when I say but God, you don't have anyone in a natural. I didn't. And I had to really work that extra hard to overcome these things and not succumb to it. And when you work that hard and your strength comes from God, it doesn't matter who says what, why, when, or whatever. You stay focused on yourself, because when you feel better, you do better, you can help yourself and you can help other people. I stay in prayer always, especially when I feel weary and there's times you just feel like, oh, this is too much. And I ask God to gather me up and give me the strength to continue to move forward. I always talk about, my strength comes from God because I couldn't do this by myself. Also, I ask God in prayer to block anything that's not for my highest good. And He has been answering these prayers and doing that. Anything that I don't see that's not for my highest good, that's coming in like a deception, I ask God to block it before it even gets to me, and because it's so much better to avoid these deceptions and traps than to fall into them. I am always on a daily basis also showing gratitude to God, that I'm still here and that I'm doing better and life is getting better. Like I said, guys, once you do the work, you heal the pain and you set those strong boundaries, then the toxicity, you start to minimize that in your life, especially toxic people, abusive situations, and once you get stronger, you start to see things from a different perspective. And when you see things from a different perspective, you um, make better decisions. Not only make better decisions, but when you see things from a different perspective, um, you know how to handle it better. Instead of What I'm trying to say here is that instead of acting out of emotion, you start acting through practicality. Well, okay, this is not what I want, etc., and so forth. So I'm going to do it this way so that I can minimize and remove these toxicities. That's why it's important to set strong boundaries. I have learned a lot through my therapist about this. Making a list. I didn't want to make a list in the beginning, a pro and con list. And a pro and a con list was a way of him showing me what I was bringing to the table with these toxic individuals that were in my life at that time and what they were bringing to the table. And I was being breadcrumb, guys, to, I can't even, that list of pro and con, it really made me see things from a different perspective, that I was an overgiver and that I was being subservient and given to the wrong people. It's okay to give, guys. But when you're giving to people who are just using and abusing you, it's time to set strong boundaries. And in my case, when those boundaries were disrespected because I had been given for far too long, they had the disrespectful attitude, girl, sit down, shut up kind of attitude. So at that point, I made a second decision to cut off, block, and delete. In the beginning, I used to feel bad about it, but it was necessary. And as I continue to do that, I have no empathy or sympathy for that because it's a premeditation of toxicity and negativity. And when you are trying to heal, the less toxicity, the better for you, because it's not for my highest good. Nothing good was coming from those things. And when you're healing and you're taking time out for yourself to heal your mental and physical health, you don't need any toxicity around you. And it may feel cold to other people because I'm unbothered by it because I am not the same individual as I started out to be. Because as you heal and do the work, you get better and you do better and you want to help other people. So as I stay on this path, God has been bestowing me with blessings, and when I close those doors, he opened over here new doors, better situations. Never allow anyone to tell you that you're not lovable, and that they tell you things to keep you low, in a low place. And this is why I had to cut off, block, and delete. Because if I'm over here trying to heal, how can I heal if I'm still, allowing toxicity in? Because all the work that I do to heal will be in regression if I allow toxicity in. And it doesn't matter what the haters have to say, that's on them. I just pray for them, forgive them. The forgiveness is not for them, it's for me so that I can move on. And also, guys, with the forgiveness, you take your power back. Because if you stay in a place of bitterness because of the pain, the abuse, and the hurt, and you meditate, and you ponder over that, and oh, this person over here did this, and I want to get them back in revenge, that is not going to help you grow, heal, and evolve. And it took me a long time because, yeah, you can get better. You can feel some kind of way when someone is being abusive. So, what I do is cut off, block, and delete, focus on myself, my healing, my growth, and move forward. And the best part of this, guys, is when you grow, heal, and evolve, and then you can help others do the same. There's an empowerment about that when you help others to move forward and do the same. And it doesn't matter what other people are talking about or trying to do, because I always use the metaphor of the tons of bricks. It's like carrying tons of bricks on your back and trying to walk up a hill, and it feels so heavy. I gave those bricks to God. Throw those bricks off your back. Give those burdens to God, because as you do that, then you can stay focused on your healing. And healing, just taking care of yourself, you know, making time on a daily basis to take care of yourself through music, or if you play an instrument, piano, just things that uplift your spirit and your soul. Because there's so much uncertainty, there's so many people out here riding the hate train instead of getting on a train to heal. Because when you heal, you do better, you feel better, and then you can help others through your example. When people see you're doing good, some people will ask you, why? What are you doing you know, to better your life, while others will hate on it and be envious. And this is why I always stay in prayer, asking God to help me to keep moving forward. Give those burdens to God and let Him deal with it. And then take your power back. Never give your power to somebody else, because they will, you know, um, orchestrate your life like a puppet on a string. Learn to take that power back. And if you have to set strong boundaries, do what you have to do. It's important. It doesn't matter at this point when it comes to your healing and your growth, because many people might not understand, but sometimes it's not for them to understand. It's for you to take care of yourself, because without your mental and physical health, you can't do anything for yourself or anybody else. So that always have to be a priority. I have asked myself many times, why do these folks keep trying to do these hateful things without a justifiable cause? But envy and jealousy and hate will make people do things, and their ego trip. People who ego trip will make them try to do whatever. But I stay in prayer so much, and I give those burdens to God and ask God to deal with it. And He has been doing that as I stay focused. And in the beginning, I used to cry about it a lot. Now I'm unbothered by it, because as I grow, heal, and evolve, I know that these things are unjustifiable. There's no justifiable cause for it. The reality is, no one. What I've come to the conclusion before I say that, because I have some notes here, that many of these things that some of these people are doing, not all of them, but some of them are doing, is because they feel entitlement you know. And let me explain entitlement to you guys from the viewpoint of God. No one is entitled to anything. It is by the grace and mercy of God that we are still here existing, because we all have an expiration date. And if God want to speed that up, you could not wake up the next day. Tomorrow is not promised to any of us. And when people are high and mighty and on that entitlement train, they need to be humbled, because nobody is entitled to anything. And then you have people out there who want to take from others. They don't want to do the work because the work is too complicated, and they just want it quick like a microwave. So they think because you did the work, they want to take from you. But stay in prayer with God, give those burdens to God, and let Him deal with it while you stay over here, because His word says, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. And I have been seeing evidence of that as I stay focused, because people will try to stop and block you. But when you make vows to God, make sure they're vows that you can keep. He will honor those vows. And they're not only just trying to stop you, they're interfering with something that's coming from God that they don't understand. And His hand is in this. And that's why it's never going to work, and it's never going to go the way they think it is. It's better to learn how they can heal so that they can grow and evolve and do better. Once we know better, we do better. But some folks will love you for this, and they will grow and heal, while other folks will hate your healing journey and your light shining bright. And they will try to discourage you, make you think that whatever. And this is why I keep the toxicity out of my life, you know. Um, Not too long ago, guys, I had somebody who I was having a conversation with tell me to quit my job. What? Quit my job for what? That's the most irresponsible thing that came out of this person's mouth. And I looked at him like he had lost his mind or something. I am a very disciplined and very responsible individual. I am more responsible after I did the work to heal than I've ever been in my life. And that's one of the promises I made to my mother, because there was things that I wasn't doing because I didn't feel like being bothered. She used to always be on my case about things. But before she died, I made that promise that I will do better. And it took a lot for me to be as I am today. So I don't let things, it may make me feel some kind of way for a minute, and then I'm over it, because anybody to tell somebody to do something so irresponsible, and I'm like, oh wow. And I just, leave that where it is and keep moving forward. So never allow anyone to distract you or tell you to do something that is irresponsible. um my light is shining so bright, it's like sometimes some people just want to dim it. But I only give to people who not only need help, but people who appreciate the help, because some people are just out to take. And be careful with that, guys, who you're sharing and helping, because some people just want to take. Everything that I do comes from God, and God will always shine the light bright amidst the darkness, guys. No matter what it looks like right now, always trust Him and always keep moving forward. Little steps, nothing ventured is nothing gained. One day at a time, one step at a time, and you're going to have jealous people and envious and haters and stuff. Just keep focus and ask God to do the rest. That's the message today, guys. Share this message with others. Subscribe to the channel so that you know when I'm here. And take time out on a daily basis for yourself to do something to uplift your spirit, whether it's going to the beach, playing an instrument, volunteering at your favorite charity, or just listening to some uplifting music. Do take time out for you on a daily basis, because that is helping your mental and physical health, and it's helping you to be at a better place in your life. That's the message today, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel. That way you will know when I'm here and you can join me live. Enjoy this weather. Enjoy your day, guys. Until tomorrow. Bye for now.